Nós estamos aqui hoje com presenças muito especiais para o nosso próximo College Flow. E eu quero dizer para vocês que eu estou usando essa camiseta aqui por uma razão muito especial, né? Então, não sei se você está conseguindo ler, but Iowa. E um dos nossos queridos alunos, Marcos, que vai estar aqui também para fazer uma interação. E esse College Flow é totalmente diferente porque vai ser in English, né?
That's true.
It's going to be in English. And so, first of all, I would like to welcome you all to this podcast, College Flow. So, which, you know, the title may be Bridging Worlds, Brazil meets Iowa, right? That's why we're wearing the same t-shirt, right?
Right.
Okay. And, but first, you know, you can introduce yourselves and tell us what makes your hometown so special. So, would you like to get started with you? Introduce yourself.
Sure. Okay, I'm Marcos. I'm from here, Londrina. I'm 27. I'm veterinarian actually. I'm born here. I'm born and raised here in Londrina. It's an honor to be here with you guys.
Oh, that's very fun. Yeah, very good. Yes, very good. Fair enough.
Thank
what
you.
About you?
So my name is Greg Probst. I'm from Iowa. My hometown right now is Iowa City, Iowa, the home of the University of Iowa. I'm not going to go into how old I am. I used to work a lot in computer software, but now I'm more or less retired and spending a lot of time on service projects.
Okay, so I think it better, you know, explain to the audience where Iowa is.
So Iowa is almost right in the middle of the United States. It doesn't have any shoreline. We don't have fancy beaches or anything, and we don't have any mountains. It's a very rolling landscape where we grow a lot of corn and a lot of soybean, much like in this area of Londrina.
Mm-hmm. Right. Very good. So now, perhaps, Marcus, I would like to ask you, let's talk about when you started studying English, when you started, you know, realizing that English would be an important tool for your career. Or maybe you can just tell us a little bit about yourself, right? Okay.
Actually,
how we met, etc. Right?
I'm always like English. When I was like with 17 or 18, I guess, I started learning by myself, like self-taught actually. I was reading books. I was doing this kind of things to improve my English. But I haven't time enough. I was studying on other things because I was trying to make a test to be a vet, you know, to go to university, you know, and I started and how can I say this? I make my graduation, doing my graduation actually, and like 5 years spending this time. I haven't time enough to improve my English, but now in this year I'm back to study and come to college, to English school, you know, to improve my English.
But I really would like to know how we met, right? I think it would be interesting.
Yeah, sure.
You know, for people to get to know.
I was working in a supermarket because I need to save my money to, you know, to do the things about the college, to buy some books, to do the things, like just to go to university, to go to college actually. And I was there, and I was like, I like to improve my English. So even actually, when I see some English teacher or some
people speaking English around,
yes, I just start talking in English with them, and that's the way that we met.
We met
actually.
You were interested.
Yes,
right.
I met.
So you never been to a private language school?
No.
Never had the chance
to.
Were you a student from a public school before?
Sure.
Okay, good. Right.
Sure.
So, Greg, questions for you now. So, were you surprised with the number of people that don't speak English in Brazil overall?
No, I mean you're not your native language, and so it'd be like coming to the U.S. and saying, well, how many people? Am I surprised how many people don't speak Portuguese? So, it doesn't surprise me, but it's been I'd say about a quarter of the people I meet, I can converse some in English, even if they're not, very proficient at it, but I can still navigate around a little bit with it.
Okay, right. So now let's touch some cultural points, right? Okay. Right. So if you, I would like you to pick up like 3 words. I know it's hard to define a culture in 3 words, right? and I know Brazil is a big country. United States is a very big country, so it depends a lot on where you are. But if you think about Iowa, the place where we were raised, and what would be the 3 words that you would use to describe American culture? Because he's a real American, right? So we can't.
So I'm a real American.
Right.
I think that the words that come to my mind, and one is kind of 2 words. Rugged individualism, which means that we tend to be very individual about pursuing our interests. It's based on hard work. It's sometimes we don't take the time to for ourselves. We're just so in the world. The other one is another 2 word is a melting pot. We have very many different cultures that come into our country through immigration and so forth, and I think the other one is freedom. That's very important to us, where it's freedom of speech, our liberties, and also freedom for others in the world.
And what about you, Marcus? What would be like? I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. But for example, if you have to market Brazil abroad, right? So what would be? But you have to be honest,
yes,
right? Not
yes, I
try. Here, right? Okay.
Yes, it's a great question actually. But I think Brazilian is almost the same friendly. We are a friendly persons. We like to meet each other. We like to stay around other peoples. I think friendly is one of the most things about Brazilians actually. And what more? Let's see.
I think we're hardworking too.
Hardworking. It's a great, because we is so, everyone here in Brazil is so efforts. We are working a lot every day. Wake up in the morning and go to bed like in the night. That's it, I guess.
And we do spare some time to relax too.
Yeah. Okay. That's true.
Yeah. Very good. Right. Greg, that's for you. What was your very first impression when you got here first time?
I think the friendliness. I mean, I was sort of I had sort of that preconceived notion anyway, because I knew a lot of people from Brazil already. But I think that it's a very friendly culture with everybody I've met. A lot of smiling going on here, which is good. And everybody seems to be helpful, wants to help you, even those of us who don't speak Portuguese very well. I think.
But you learned a new word today. What was that?
Well, let's see.
The one you'd like to eat?
So I'm trying to learn pode.
Yeah.
he was good.
I have to think that one through sometimes. That's a tough one.
Perhaps you could tell us where you've been in Brazil.
So I started off at visiting my host daughter that we hosted in the United States from Brazil in Sete Lagoas, which is near Belo Horizonte. And so I noticed that nuanced difference between the north and the south. I went down to Santa Catarina for a while, and then I went to Olympia, and then I came to Londrina, and then I'm going to go to Rotina, and then up to Brasilia, and then home.
Okay, finally, right? Okay. So, and did you feel like any major differences?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to necessarily describe it, but it's different areas. Like when we came from Olympia down south, you could see the change in the agriculture from sugarcane to corn and soybean. And then when I was down in Santa Catarina, I saw rice. So I saw that. And then Up in Minas, there was a lot more in mining, and I saw some pig iron manufacturing. So there's a vast array of different industries here that I could just see by visiting the different areas of Brazil.
Now, perhaps I think we should move to something like your routine, your daily life, right? So if you could describe what we actually do. I know that my fellow friend here is retired. He's in time. That's why he's in Brazil. You're going to tell me what was it like when you worked, right?
Okay.
And you, if you could describe your daily life in Brazil in terms of pace, routine, work-life balance, right?
Alright.
What you're doing right now, because 27, can you still remember what you're doing?
Actually, I'm
to.
26.
Okay,
I
so we're
completed
gonna go back to
27.
It's hard to remember some of these years.
Okay, so
Okay. Actually, I'm working a lot, like a veterinarian. I work in 2 different places. I'm working at an oncology clinic, and I work as a hospital, veterinary hospital. I work in shift night sometimes.
night shift?
Night shift, actually.
Okay, right.
In oncology clinic, we do a lot of things about some cancer diseases. We are caring about different kind and breeds of animals, like cats and dogs. And I like to do these things, like about my job. I love my job, actually. And in a veterinary hospital, in a night shift, sometimes I make some duties, and there are so many animals to care. They stay there when they are, with some diseases else. And
But what time do you usually start work? What time do you finish? When you are not on a night shift, right?
All right.
So what is your regular
my regular
work hours? You start
around 8 in middle, something like that.
8:30?
Half past 8, actually.
And then you finish
almost 6.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Right? And over the weekend, what do you do over the weekend when you have some time off?
Actually, in the weeks, same. I like to work out. I like to spend quality time with my dogs, because I got 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
2 dogs. Veterinarian. Right? I like to travel, but it's nice. We need work a lot.
You're saving money, right? To
yes, I'm
travel
saving
and
money
investing
to
in
go
English so that
to
you
go
can
to
meet
London
more
in the
people.
next year. Actually, I like to spend quality time with my parents. I like to go to farm. I like to do some hikings. I like to nature. That's my vibe,
Okay, very good.
I think that's all. I
Okay.
guess. There's so many things that I like to do, but
Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute.
All right.
What about your Greg?
So I think the best way to look at it is it's been a transition at different points in my life, depending on what it was. So in the very beginning, it was working very hard. You worked the long hours. I was in IT. So, things happened in the middle of the night. You had to do things in the middle of the night, on weekends, these sort of things. As we started having a family and had kids, when I was doing a lot of traveling, involved with a lot of work, I made a conscious decision to be more at home with the kids and to allocate more time for the kids, like to coach baseball and these sort of things, and to attend their events, because it's a one chance in a lifetime. You're never going to have your kids again at that age. And then as you get older and they go more into school and they're more independent, they do their things, I kind of fall back into the working hard, but I'm working smarter, not necessarily harder. So my whole experience, that whole time, I always believed in being a lifetime learner. So a lot of times if I wasn't working, I was learning something new or playing with something or trying out new technologies or whatever it was at the time. I was not the best person at arriving at work on time. 9 o'clock was usually when I got started, when others would start around 8, maybe even earlier. Right. But I also worked a lot longer sometimes. I found after everybody went home, so my most productive time was at the last hour of the day when everybody was gone. So I just was never able to get into the office
He's not
before
he's not
9.
a morning person.
Not
Not
a
an
morning.
early bird.
Although now
Uh-huh.
I am. I will get up early now for some insane reason. I don't know why.
We're just
Yeah.
aging.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Yeah.
Very good. So I know that. So your parents went to school. Your mom and dad, did they graduate from university or no?
No.
So that's my next question.
All right.
What did you do to really step forward on your education? Right.
Yes. As I told you, I grew up in a farm, so it's like so far here.
Wait a minute. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got one sister.
Just one sister.
Just one sister.
Okay.
So I was in a farm. There was the things was so hard sometimes because we need to do the things here because it's nearby here, Londrina, but. We need to take some bus to came here, you know.
Logistics is complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated
right?
for us. But that
But my question is, you could have stayed on the farm.
Yeah.
And repeated the cycle from your parents, right?
All right.
What was your motivation to?
Oh, because I want to do a lot of things. I'm dreamer, you know. I like to do a lot of things. So I wish to be a veterinarian. So that's my big goal actually. When I was there, like I grew up there. There's some. I was with contact with animals, you know, and I take this thing in my head actually.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a vet, so I need to study more. I need to make my things to came there, but
did you have any financial support from your family or?
Yes, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You had to work.
I need to work to save my money to do my things, you know. And I got so like I wish to be so effort to do this.
You had to study very hard because it's very hard to have a place at university.
Yeah.
You went to State University of Londrina?
Yeah, sure. Yeah? No, actually, I graduate. I make my graduation Unifiu.
At Unifiu. Did you get a scholarship?
Sorry.
Did you get a scholarship at Unifiu?
Yeah, sure,
okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I make my residence. I don't know if the
residency,
correct residency at university.
Okay, good. Okay, what about you, Greg? What was your education like?
So
tell us a little bit about the overview of educational system in the States, because maybe they don't know.
Sure. In the United States, we have a very strong public school system for K through 12. So anybody who wants to get an education can get an education up to 12th grade and even beyond. I mean, there's means to do that. There's private schools as well, and those can be religious orientated, or they can be academic orientated, or they can be both. And so some schools are better than others, as you can imagine. In Iowa City, we have really great high schools and schools. So we also have a strong private school there. And once you graduate from high school, then we have state universities, and they're very large institutions, and the state funds a large part of that, those programs. Most students who want to go to school will get into the schools. We also have a collective of community colleges, which focuses a little more on the trades, like welding and construction and these sort of things for kids who don't want to go to college, and also to take college level courses to kind of test out if they want to go to college, and those credits typically, at least in Iowa, will transfer to the university system at Iowa. The universities are kind of segmented in Iowa, generalizing with University of Iowa is more your liberal arts school where you learn, and some of the medical, we have a large medical school there, foreign language, pre-law, business is taught there. University of Northern Iowa, which is largely a teaching school, but they do same topics in some areas, but some are stronger than theirs. And then we have Iowa State, which focuses on our agriculture and our high tech, our computer engineering programs there. Engineering as a whole is very strong there.
You see, there are lots of people that are interested to live in the States, study there. And the main question is, how much does it cost to study at, for example, Iowa State University?
Yeah, it's a very interesting issue because, first of all, you have to get an F1 visa to come to the United States to study. And so the F1 visa also requires you to say, hey, I can financially support myself when I go to the States to go to school. So that's number one. You can earn scholarships to go to school there, but those sometimes have a dependency on whether you're there already or not. I'm not a master in how the scholarships work. I did not get one, so I'm not anywhere near in that department. But I can also say that, for example, if you want to go to school, and you're from another country, you pay what they call out-of-state tuition. And at least in Iowa, it could be different in other states. And that tuition is significantly higher. Roughly speaking, it's for tuition, it's $30,000 a year.
A year.
And then
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money
here for us.
Yes.
Yes, especially the dollar
Exchange rate.
Exchange rate. But I know students can do it. It's just you have to find out the right way and the right path, and it's not going to be the same for everyone.
So something very interesting happened to my fellow friend here, right? But he's going to tell him, he's going to tell what happened to him because it's connected to what you do, your profession,
Oh, I'm
right?
waiting for that.
He's going to relate to that. But before we move to this funny story, funny because it was on his
Silent for the moment.
right? But I would just to wrap up this part of this section of this video cast is the question is, how do people in your countries, Brazil and the United States, define success or happiness, right? So what is a successful person in Brazil or a happy person in Brazil? And the same thing in the States. Over to you now.
All right.
Then I'll give you some time to think.
In my opinion, the money makes do this.
So you mean like the more money you make, more successful you are.
That's it. But for me, success is a peace of mind. You can give some money, but if you don't have this peace of mind, you probably there is nothing. But for me, in my opinion, Brazilian think that success is about how many money do you make?
How much money you make, right?
Yes, how much money do you make? Because you can do the things that you want if you got money enough.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I think in the United States, at least, there's a perception of your success and measured by what people see, not necessarily what you have. And I think from my vantage point, it's very easy to look at the money, how big of a house you have, what kind of car you drive and all that. But sometimes a lot of those same people are heavily in debt. And they haven't saved. And it's a big problem that's starting to show up in the United States with retirement savings. People may have been happy this whole time that they've been working, and then all of a sudden they're not happy because they can't retire, they didn't save enough. But I think I twist this back a little bit more, where when we first were married and we started having a family, a lot of people thought we were whacked in the head because we wanted a lot of kids. And my wife wanted more than me, and we have 5. So, and I think 5
it is a lot,
And it costs a lot of money to raise kids, and people think that you're crazy raising that many kids, but you can be successful. in many ways and have many kids. And at the end of the day, I have this wonderful family that when we all get together, it's a sense of happiness that it's indescribable. And I'm so glad that we did that, even though at the time it was, oh my gosh, you know, it just...
You have to work till you die.
You get your gray hairs at 30 and 40, not 50 and 60. So
It's true.
yeah, so I find happiness in... I'll add one more part of that. The happiness that I have gotten just to know people from around the world and down here in Brazil, it's almost like family, and it's an extended family, and everybody's so friendly, and you know, it's just the wider you look around the world, and the more different things that you can embrace, and so forth. I just think it's fantastic. I'm very happy. Because of where I am right now, but it took a lot of hard work, and at times, at times it seemed almost impossible.
Okay.
But you get there if you work hard at it. And nobody ever hands this stuff to you on a plate.
All right,
Great.
very good. So Greg has a very interesting story to tell you and to share with us.
Yeah, that's true.
So he had this experience with dogs and dog bites. So
Yes.
would you like to tell us what happened to you?
I've been around dogs all my life, and I was down in Santa Catarina in Peña, right? And I get out of the car at this beach, and I'm not out of the car any more than 3 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. And this group of dogs come running up at me, and one of them kind of comes from behind. I think it was trying to grab a shirt of mine and nips me in the leg. And of course, I don't know anything about this dog. And then the dogs, of course, run off wherever they live. So I had to go to the doctor, your medical system here, to start the anti-rabies vaccine. And I finished my last one today. I have this wonderful souvenir from Brazil. So now the ferocious dog with fangs that comes rolling is now part of my Brazil trip.
Marcus, do you have a special program here in Londrina? Because in the past, I remember that we used to have a lot of unleashed dogs on the streets, right? Do we have any special program here that we cannot see that amount of dogs on the streets? Are you familiar with that?
Claudia, I really don't know actually.
But do we have any special initiative from your side, for example, to collect dogs from the streets?
Oh, when I was studying, I heard about this that calls something about zoonosis, something like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if Londrina got this system.
Yeah, because you don't see
this kind
many
of
dogs on the street
here,
anymore, right?
Here. But I know that there are some programs that make some surgeries to castrate these animals. I think that is one of them, but I don't know if there are so many.
And basically, in your area, you work with small animals or big
small animals?
Small pets, pets and dogs.
Yes, sure.
Most of the time.
Only pets, and dogs.
And were you able to see any major change with people's behavior towards having pets nowadays, if you compare it to 10 years ago and now? How do they see pets now?
Sure, it's completely different. As we was talking about, now pets, it's family. It's not only to stay pets and cats and dogs. They make part of the family right now. It's different than 10 years ago.
I think you're replacing kids.
No, it could be. So 5 dogs instead of 5 kids.
5.
Sure, it could have been cheaper.
But everything changed, I guess. The peoples are caring more about it.
But what is the main problem you have nowadays? Do you have people that are not aware of how much work having a dog or a pet?
The problem, the big deal actually is about money. Like sometimes the peoples haven't money enough to pay the entire life system. That's it. For me, the big deal is about the money.
Do you have the same thing back in the States? Like, for example, people like young couples now they're not willing to have kids anymore for, you know, maybe because they want to work and they want to be, you know.
Yeah, you're seeing, I mean, I don't know, it's part of the times. I mean, some kids don't want, or I call them kids, but some adults today don't want to have kids, and they elect to have pets like cats and so forth. They like that a lot. They seem to don't mind it. The cost of having animals is high in the U.S. too. In fact, we used to joke that we spent more on our dogs in healthcare than on ourselves. So, but I do think there is a trend that way. But it's hard to quantify that trend, but you can see it. I can see it with some of my kids.
So now let's move towards, something different. So you just mentioned at the beginning of the interview that you want to see the world, you would like to have different experiences. And Greg, perhaps you could share your experience with exchange students and try to understand why, what kind of challenges we're facing nowadays to promote this type of interaction or global interaction around the world.
Okay. Okay, well, first of all, I think the exchange program is a wonderful program. It's a way for students to learn about another culture. They get out of their comfort zone and they have to learn another language. They have to learn how things are different. They have to learn some difficult words sometimes. But it's a great age to see the world and start to gain an understanding. And once you kind of see the differences in culture and you start building those relationships with other countries and so forth, you know now how to apply that holistically across the world. You know that people are different there, people are different here, and even within our own country we have different cultures. So I think that it really helps students and adults who host students to see the world in a different way. And every student is different, every culture is different, even within the same country. So when we host, your experience at one family may be different from another because the way they live, their lifestyle differences, the ages that the different people are at. So I think in that capacity, I think exchange is just a wonderful program. And it helps us build relationships. We were talking earlier how important it is to build these. And for me, I enjoy coming here. I see a different part of the world that I've never seen before. And I can go home and say, look, we might be able to help this group of people down there because we happen to have this resource and this talent that we can bring to this community. And vice versa, whatever that might be. But I think it really points towards us being more engaged in person to person, country to country, culture to culture, with service in mind. And that's really the big thing there.
Excellent. What about you, Marcus? What is the main reason? What drives you to really find out what's up there, in the world? What does really motivate? Like, you were motivated to take VAT, right? To study VAT, to become a veterinarian, and you're doing that successfully. But what motivates you? What is in your mind when you think about traveling abroad? Where would you like to go? Right?
Yeah,
and
sure.
Why? Uh-huh.
There are so many reasons to go to another country, like as Greg was saying, like the culture when you are in another part of the world, you are able to meet another persons, mm-hmm. to make some another friends, mm-hmm. to share the culture, like. In my case, I went to move actually to Canada.
Why Canada?
It's so cold there.
It's so cold.
But
it's North Dakota.
There are reasons. When I talked to you, I told you that I was working in a supermarket. And the first foreign person that I've talked to was a Canadian girl. She was from Edmonton, I guess.
Oh.
And she said that my English was great. I know that's not true. He was just. I was so excited. I was so excited because I was learning the language, and so important
finding out a new world.
Yes, and I started searching for everything about Canada, and I know that education there is great. the healthy systems, you know, the health systems. I'm sorry, is different, but it's great else. And that's the reason. But Canada is my goal.
You see
I want
how important it is. The first impression.
Yeah.
And this girl, I don't know her name. I don't remember this.
You should remember because we're
happened
gonna have a video cast, and then you know if she listens to that, and she's, I was the one, right?
I was the one.
For sure, this happened probably 5 years ago.
That's not a long time.
It's so long.
No.
I don't remember everything.
Okay.
But he was so. She's so kind with me. We share our culture, you know, and that's the most reason that I want to go there, that I want to move there, just to spend some like few time. But I want to know. I want to move there. I want to spend a time there. I made some exchange, I guess.
Okay, so that's Canada.
Yes, Canada.
Okay.
Canada is my goal.
All right, so this is the next step forward.
All right.
I'm sorry about Iowa.
Well, it's cold in Iowa too.
You have to talk more about Iowa because I do because I take my growers there all the time, right?
This
is my fight. Illinois, Iowa, Illinois, right? It's my most frequent visited places, but I think overall Brazilians they never hear about Iowa.
I want to meet Iowa and each another states of United States. Because there are so many people actually. It's so big there, and there are so many things to do.
We're moving towards the end now. Okay, because otherwise it's going to be too long and people are going to get tired of us. So my final question, and then I'm going to give it back to you for your final remarks. But my final question is. What have you learned from our culture that you would like to take home with you?
I think the one thing that I get a sense of here is let me put it this way. A barbecue down here it's great. Everybody says it's great, and it is great.
Yeah.
It's an all-day event. You're eating all day, things come out piecemeal, it's kind of a long event where family's involved, everybody's around, nobody's in a hurry, everybody's sort of enjoying the moment. In the United States, we tend to, at least in my family and my history, is that we don't have a very long drawn-out day. Maybe at a tailgate at a football game or something like that, but it doesn't go all day long like it does here, and it's sort of the big meal at the end of the day. Then we all go home and we wash dishes and call it the day.
Okay.
I think I really like that sense of family and friendliness and regardless of your how you are doing in the economy here, it seems to cross those borders. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and just I think the friendliness. There's people here so friendly, but maybe that's just because of the people I met, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So, but anyway, no, I think that it's that kind of cohesive family thing that I saw that we don't always see in the U.S. At least from my perspective. Maybe in other families it does.
And Marcus, just a final remark, like how this type of experience could help you really to improve your English. Because you were very brave, right? Accepting my invitation to come and participate here, right?
Yes, I was so scared.
But what kind of advice would you give to people that are, struggling to speak English?
There are so many reasons, like for professional things, about to meet another cultures, to meet another person, to improve their skills, to meet other countries, different ways to do the things, to see the world. That's it, I guess.
You're absolutely right. I really believe that the limits of the world is the limits of your language. Right. So if you want to expand your horizons, you need to learn at least one foreign language. My fellow friend here is trying to learn some Portuguese, right? So next time he comes, he's going to be
probably.
Right?
I hope so.
So Greg, your final remarks.
Well, I think that there's a couple of things that resonated from this trip. So this was about a month-long adventure, dog bite included, that I really picked up on relationships. I really picked up on service, and I really picked up on how, sort of the differentiation between the educational system here and the educational system in the States. And the cultural difference, and if the difficulty in making a change and having to change a culture is a big task to do. But I think that I really see how building relationships between our youth in particular, who have the energy and the wherewithal to do this, and how can we take a need here and couple it with maybe help here and vice versa, and how can we get our kids to really become ambassadors around the world for one another and help solve common problems, bring common solutions, and work through the commonalities as opposed to the differences that we have.
Very good.
Great.
Yeah! Gente, então esse foi o nosso College Flow. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Dá para escutar várias vezes. A gente vai estar no YouTube também. Para vocês tentarem entender aqui o Greg, o Marcos, e vocês sejam muito bem-vindos. Faça seu comentário, coloque sua pergunta, siga a gente no Instagram, a gente vai... Instagram. Sai o Instagram. No Instagram, a gente vai estar sempre muito feliz em estar conectando vocês com o mundo. Muito obrigada.
Obrigado.
There you go.
Yeah.